fantastic morning. It's been a fantastic morning out here at Bogart Radio in the studio, out in Marlborough, broadcasting live. Some interesting guests have made their way into the studio so far. A lot has been spoken as far as what the music industry has to offer. But more importantly, we've also spoken about some of the events heading over, or rather leading into the festive season, which seems to be a really, really exciting time, more specifically out in South Africa, because we know around this time is when everybody lays their head down and literally goes onto the dance floor for life to start and for fun times to happen. Ladies, how's the morning going so far for you guys?
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, happy Friday.
Happy
guys.
Friday, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the weekend, baby. Of course, we've had some interesting guests that have made their way into the studio throughout the course of the morning. And the interesting guests, the list of interesting guests seems to continue. And we possibly have a gentleman in the building, possibly one we'd like to consider as a head honcho as far as our event organization is concerned, as far as our event creation and our event creativity is concerned. Definitely a head honcho and somebody to pay some close attention to. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome a gentleman that I've taken some time to get to know him personally, but quite important to get to know him as a businessman. And he's really opened my eye out in terms of how the music industry moves, in terms of how the entertainment industry moves, and more importantly in terms of how the event industry moves. I'd like to take this special moment to welcome a gentleman that I consider 100% a gentleman myself, Mr. Ceekay. How are you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning, everybody. And I hope we're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Great pleasure to have you here with us. It's also a great thing that you have arrived on time. We always have an issue with artists coming in 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, and we're telling Chief, but this is an interview. It took some time to organize the interview, but I really appreciate the fact that you kept time and you got chat, so we can definitely discuss as to what you got plans as far as our big STEEZEE is concerned, but also more importantly, just to get some insight as to who Ceekay is. But without any further ado, just give us a quick introduction as to who Ceekay is and what it is that you do.
All right. First of all, I want to use this medium to draw attention to what's going on. I think it's imperative for we to talk about it, the gender-based violence and all that. I just want to say, first of all, that Big STEEZEE and my brand stand with the ladies, and we support of the movement, and we hope something is done about it, and so that's it. So back to the question.
Yes, sir.
Ceekay, I'm the creative director of Big STEEZEE. What we do is events, and we try to match Afrobeats, piano together to give people a very good experience. We try to do something outside of the box. There's so many events going on out there, and for us, we just want to be different from what everybody's doing. Yeah. And that's why we always try, even if it's cost effective and expensive, we just try to put an element of something that you're not going to see on another Friday. You're not going to see like 2 weeks from now. So it's a premium and exclusive experience that we try to bring to the people. Yeah.
There's been over the course of 2 decades, rather, there's been a huge amount of artists as far as global artists, continental artists that have made their way into the country. And South Africa seems to be like the safe haven for a lot of artists to come out, number one, because there's a huge amount of appreciation and following for these artists. But from over the past, I think I'd like to say 6 months, I've seen you've almost changed the narrative of the type of artists that are coming into the country, or the type of artists you bring into the country. Before we touch on to those artists, the vision behind Big STEEZEE and the brand itself, where did it come from? How did the idea come from? I mean, because you're in an environment that you're surrounded by some hectic event organizers and pretty much club owners, and you literally come out in your studio and say, hey, I need to stand out. I need to be somebody that stands out from everybody else. And how did that come about with regards to the vision for Big STEEZEE?
All right. First of all, Big STEEZEE was not like my personal vision. My brother, Jerry Schaffer, shout out to Jerry Schaffer. He's Hennessy's official hype man, okay, and Davido's official hype man as well. So we started the events back in Nigeria, and that's a couple of years ago. And after that, we did, I think, a couple of events in other countries before I personally relocated to South Africa. So when I relocated to South Africa, I sat back like for a year or two, and I looked around to see what the entertainment and events, it's all about. I went to a couple of events been to a couple of clubs. Shout out to the clubs; they've been so supportive. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names of clubs.
No, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Boot Nightclub. Shout out to Montana, Louis. Those guys have been amazing. Supporting the brand. Booking my artists as well. And all that. So I looked into it and I felt, okay, fine. I think we have something that we can give, and it's going to be different from what every other, person, is doing. So the vision about Big STEEZE is to, take the lifestyle entertainment, beyond what is, normally being done.
Yeah.
Right now, we've been focused on Afrobeat. Shout out to Mattel. They've been supportive, and we're focusing on Afrobeat artists because I believe, in as much, one thing I realize is that these guys come around, but there are no proper events to give them platforms except the big, platforms like maybe Delicious Fest and all that.
For sure.
And and these guys are big. People, really rock with them. People really listen, to their music. So I felt, okay, that's an avenue to bring, the culture closer to the fans, and as well implement and not forgetting the grassroots or local artists. So whenever I do my events, I book the local artists. We've had Kabza, this time around we're having the Glazer. He's hot right now. He's a good friend of mine, very supportive. And we had other DJs. Our last event we had STEEZEE. It was so amazing. And to mention a few. So it's all about bringing the culture together, bringing people from catering for everyone. You see these events most times it's mostly probably a piano base or a special kind of genre base, but we're trying to bring everyone together. You listen to Afrobeat, you listen to you see your favorite piano artist play, you see your favorite techno and all that. So that's what we're really trying to do.
Okay.
Amazing stuff. I think in light of bringing people together, I think it would be nice for people to know the significance of the 28th of November event with Bella Shmurda. Why this match? Why now? And how does this define the next era for Big STEEZE?
All right, that's a very good question. Thank you. So we picked the 28th of November because this event is called the Big STEEZE Grand Finale, and this is going to be like our last event for the year. We always, pop-up events, maybe once in every 3 months, 4 months, giving it that, exclusivity, people not knowing when the next one is coming. But we're telling people that this is going to be the last, for the year. And as well, we're having the Big STEEZE Homecoming in Lagos, Nigeria, on the 26th of December. So definitely we need more time to, prepare,
sure.
for that and all that. And I won't lie to you personally, as a businessman, you have to be strategic in whatever you do. December is always hectic, so you need to pick a date where you feel that, okay, fine, you will still be able to appeal to the crowd and give other events the opportunity to do their events without any much competition. Hence the reason why we picked the Friday, and we picked the 28th of November. And for Bella Shmurda, I did my research. People love him. People love his songs. He's been popping in South Africa for the past 6, if not 7 years, I think, since 2019. And he has never been here, and people have been clamoring. And even before we did this event, we did like a poll. You understand?
I remember coming across the poll.
We made people choose, who they want to see. We give them 3 options, and everybody, chose Bella Shmurda. So hence the reason why we're not just doing the event for ourselves. We're doing it for the people. We're giving them what they want, and we're just trying to entertain.
As an event organizer, I can imagine how daunting the task must be. Number one, to book an artist. Never mind to book an artist, because these artists are always booked, and the timing also is quite important, because now we're in the festive season. You can imagine what Bella Shmurda's calendar already looks like. The level of confidence for you as a creative director or rather an event organizer from artists, like some of the big artists in the continent. What does it take in that sense to be able to call Bella Shmurda and say, listen, I've got this gig, here's what I'm putting onto the table. for him to be able to ignore all the other proposals he's had and to say, okay, I'm committing to Big Steez, and this is what we're doing?
All right. I think the problem most event planner have, they're all about making money,
Sure.
and not thinking about building the brand. We got here not just by throwing money on artists, but by consistency and by making sure our artists are okay, even if we have to go outside of our agreement, and what speaks. You understand? We've had Terry Akbala, we've had CDQ, we've had T.I. Blaze. These are all big Afrobeat artists. And a couple of months ago, we had Fola. He's the hottest sensation right now. He has songs with David and Weez and all that. And after that, we had another, artist show day. And so this artist, people look up to them. I don't know if I should say this, but
No, speak your mind. Speak your mind.
But that consistency because artists travel, and when artists goes on tour, we hear news. Hey, there was a fight. Hey, they didn't pay them. It's all over social media.
Yeah.
That's an artist now that's all over social media. He went to an event in Paris. He got there late, blah, blah, blah. The promoter is, pushing the blame on the artist. Pushing blame on the promoter. And these are things that should be avoided if one of them compromised. And I think the promoter was the one that should have compromised, because his own neck is on the line. He has collected money from people and needed to deliver. You understand? So for us, for us to get to this level, we've tried to be consistent. We've tried to be there for our artists. We've tried to give them what they want, and they go back. That's a big act that reached out to me, and I was like, I think we're really doing, something.
Right
He reached out to me and he called me, he spoke to me, and I was like, wow, I think people are really seeing it. And he said, this artist gave me your number, and and I was like, wow, I was really, that gave me the confidence that, okay, fine,
You're doing the right thing.
We think we're really doing the right thing, and we're doing the artist in, I'm just going to keep that, we're doing the artist in March. It's a big sensation,
I was going to ask you who's the next big artist, but
But I think,
you keep bringing the big ones out all the time,
Yeah, so I would just say, we're doing March of next year, we're doing P Square.
Oh, dope.
We're doing Peter. He's going to be coming, and based on these are artists that they've been there for a while. People love them. People listen to their songs. They resonate, throughout, all age grades, the young, the old. You
For
understand?
sure.
It's something that for you to be consistent, and even with the South African, act, Dub and Go-Go is a very good friend of mine. We chat, and I reach out to her personally. She replies. That is because of the relationship that we have kept. So it's all about keeping relationship, keeping your words, going outside. The money might not come now, but definitely it's going to come. Yeah. You understand?
And the money definitely comes with a good form of reputation.
Yes.
And you touched on some of the artists and promoters always having a bash of heads, where you find the artists will say, no, I didn't perform here because they didn't give me time on the stage, because the sound wasn't perfect. But once, like you said, it all comes down to the event organizer. It all comes down to the promoter, because you can't hold the artist liable. The artist is literally coming there to give you a performance. You need to be responsible for all the other performances you've done. And I think that's one thing that you guys do really, really well. But I also wanted to ask you the question, for instance, when as an event organizer, you walk into an event that you've organized, you've put so much time, so much money into this event, you walk into this event venue, it's quite packed, overly packed, overwhelmingly packed. What is the first thing you look out for?
I look out for the smiles on people's faces.
For sure.
I look out for their reaction. I look out for their, if they are okay. For my event, I don't have a table. I move around. You understand?
Or you're not the VIP boss that sits in the corner.
No, I don't do that.
You're not that guy.
My guest might be there. I'm everywhere. You know. I just look out for the smile. I look out for their reaction to see if they're really enjoying themselves. And when I see that on their faces, it gives me so much joy. Compared to the monetary aspect of it.
The music industry, the entertainment industry, especially in South Africa, it's I'd like to say there's a bit of a barrier, and so there's a bit of red tape, and the red tape in terms of the entry, because for lack of a better word, can I call it a mafia industry? It's more of the entertainment industry is more of a mafia industry, where to get inside you have to know someone, or you have to pay somebody to get inside. For somebody that's looking into breaking into the business nowadays, is it a matter of relationships? Is it a matter of the type of money you have? What is it that someone can use to get into the entertainment industry? Let's say the event industry, right?
It's number one, it's a matter of entertainment. Number two, I believe if if they don't open the door for you, you come in through the window, and I think that's what I did.
By force, by fire, by force.
I think that was what I did. Nobody
sure.
would give you platform, and this goes out to artists.
Yeah.
You understand? I've worked with wonderful artists, and they're doing their one-man shows, and people might be laughing at them, but those guys might not, normally get booked. But when you have a momentum, people are going to rock with you. You understand? So fine, it's good to have that relationship too with the artists you work with, but it's good to do things, on your own, because people won't believe in you if you don't believe in
That's
yourself.
for sure. That's for sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's all about believing in yourself, and it's all about, trying to do, no matter how small it is, you understand? No matter how it is, you don't really need money to do these things.
Yeah.
You understand? You just need to, keep doing, and with time, people will keep, rocking with you.
I mean, considering how big the event is, I'd like to know what are some of the biggest challenges that you've come across.
The biggest challenges definitely number one, finance.
Of course. Of course.
Number one, leave
It's only
all
the money.
Yeah, it's the
money,
money, man. It's the money. Yeah, leave all the creativity. I have a very good team. I have a very good team working with me. Shout out to Timmy. Shout out to Pablo. Shout out to, I can't start mentioning names. Shout out to Yepe, to lots of friends. That supports me. You understand? But back to that, when you want to start doing something, I can't just come meet you and say, hey, I have this idea, give me money. You understand? You will be like, you're going to be skeptical
like, who are you?
about it. Why would I, even if you're my friend, you understand? Why am I stressing you? But when you put in your all and you push and you believe in yourself, you understand? There's so many things I've done that I would have, you understand, probably used the money to probably buy a new car.
Yeah,
or
for
something,
sure.
Yeah. But I put it into it. And with time, you'll see people throwing money at you, telling you, hey, bro, I want to support you. I want to be part of it.
Because now they believe in the vision.
Now they believe in the vision. Now they've seen your dedication. They've seen your hard work. They've seen everything. And they would want to definitely rock with you. You feel me? So that is number one, the finance. Number two is about getting the right people. You understand? And getting the right people to work with you, it's another thing. You understand? There's some people that would come and say, hey, they want to work with you, but when the chips are down, the pressure and all that,
You're on your own.
You're on your own. They disappoint. So I'm always hands-on. You understand? To make sure I do, my things, and and that, and thirdly, getting the right venue for your event. You understand? And to do that, once I tell people, once you get a particular, there's this venue we used to use at Camerville. We did our first events there, and we did like three events, in that venue. Yeah. And even if they are books, they always try to create time for me because I've built that relationship with them. You understand? So it's all that, but the number one, it's
finances.
Is the finance, man.
Yeah. Big event on the 28th of November, as we've touched on. Just give us a quick insight as to what our listeners can expect. Obviously, we are if you are listening, we do have some tickets that we are going to give away, but stay locked into it. But I just wanted to get a quick insight in terms of the general lineup as to who's coming. Of course, the headliner is Bela Shmurda himself, but looking at your list of other artists, you also have some other big artists that are local artists. Just give us an insight as who will be there, and also just a level of expectations from our listeners and everybody else attending the event.
All right. So we have Bela Shmurda, shout out for believing in me, to handle this, and then we have Likleza. He's right now he's popping. Yeah. And one thing I'm always grateful for is, I don't know how God does it. I always book these artists before they have like a viral sensation. Like I booked Fola before he had the song with Wizkid and all that, and before he came, he blew up. And I booked STEEZEE before he dropped the song with Omale and stuff like that. I just feel it's God, direction. So I have Likleza, I have Ezra, I have two disruptive, those two wonderful ladies, and on that side, and then we have other dope Afrobeat DJs like DJ Toy, DJ Samson, Scratch Master, and other act that I'm still gonna keep surprise act. That because one thing we do about it's like we don't let all the cats out of the bag. On that day you see someone that you don't expect, and it's like a wow experience. So we have a list of other artists that that are going to, be playing and performing that day.
Okay. Sounds like an event that we definitely should be looking forward to. Just an insight as far as our tickets are concerned. Where do our listeners get tickets from for the event and also the event venue itself?
All right. You can go to Big Steez Instagram page, and you click on the link that is at Big Steez BIGSTEEZEE_. You click on the link on the page, and it takes you to the ticket link. Or rather, you go to web tickets. You search for Big Steez, and the tickets are on web tickets.
Dope. Sounds really good. The event's taking place on the 28th of November out at the Sound Room down in Kailami. Really, really exciting times. Bella Schmoder, definitely an artist that I think I've listened to his new album at the moment. I'm looking forward to some of the new songs that he'll be performing while he's out at the Big Steez event that takes place on the 28th of November. Really looking forward to that. Also, of course, stay tuned. We've got some tickets that we will be giving away during the course of next week, and of course building up to the event as well, just to create a decent amount of hype in that regard. Big Steez, it's been a great pleasure having you in studio with us. Trust we'll have you once again after the event just to touch base and see what the plans are looking like. And of course, you got some big plans coming in for next year and some big artists. Yeah. So we definitely going to keep this relationship wide open, and hopefully some other people can walk through the door and maybe not through the window and get involved. Get involved working with you, Big Steez, and everyone else and the whole team that you've mentioned as well. So I'd like to wish you all the best in that regard. Really looking forward to this. For everybody else that has missed the interview is currently live right now on our YouTube channel and also be out on all our social media platforms as well, just in case you want to get insight as far as what Big Steez has in what Big Steez has planned for the rest of 2025 and more importantly for next year as well. Brother man, thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure having you here. Before I let you go, quick reminder as far as our social media handles are concerned again.
Yeah, you can catch us on Instagram at Big Steez. That's at BIGSTEEZEE_. And the same for TikTok and for Facebook.
Shout out to you. That was Big Steez. He's about to leave the building. Thank you so much, brother. All the best for the 28th.
Thank you very much. Thank you.